My son is almost 2 and I've been letting him watch Cocomelon, but now I had to get him speech therapy so I can get him to talk.
Wait, what? That's insane! There's no way!
There are hundreds and hundreds of anecdotes in which parents mention the exact same problem.
My 2-year-old is speech delayed. Wait, this is Miss Rachel in the background. I can see it. And addicted to Cocomelon. Switched to Miss Rachel 2 days ago. He's already saying more words and hasn't had any tantrums. That's what I'm talking about. My brother would put on Miss Rachel once a day for like 30 minutes. And my little niece, she loved that shit. She loved Miss Rachel.
The Cocomelon show is so insanely addictive, it's being compared to nicotine and causing developmental issues amongst the kids who can't stop watching.
7 times more likely to have ADHD? Oh, to show symptoms of ADHD.
Children's TV expert Jerica Sands calls it the most damaging show a child can watch, explaining the sneaky ways in which they make the show addictive. Firstly, there's the colors. Take for example the wheels on the bus. The 3 main colors, blue, green and yellow, are all at maximum saturation, meaning they cannot be made any brighter no matter how hard you try. Extreme saturation is normally used for alerts and notifications.
Yeah, advertising does this too, with like when you see a like burger and then the background it's like red or like purple or green or whatever. It's supposed to make it stand out. I understand this.
As it's exciting, dynamic, and attracts attention, which is why it's also used in slot machines.
Yes, slot machines, dude, they're min-maxing this shit. ADHD is from media consumption? No, it's not, man. No, it's not. Shut up. ADHD's been around before media was even a thing. Come on.
Cocomelon puts these colors in perfect contrast, making them appear even more vibrant, which is different to, for example, Bluey, in which the colors instead blend together.
Yeah, they're muted. Yeah, you're right.
Cocomelon's also different because it's highly repetitive. There's a reason they have 38 videos with over 1 billion.
Bro, how much money do they make? Let me Social Blade them real quick. Hold on. Social Blade Cocomelon. You gotta believe me, chat. It says they make between $470,000 a month and $7.7 million a month.
Views. A child's brain is wired to learn through repetition, so it feels right to them to watch the same thing over and over again.
True.
Cocomelon abuses this in almost every video. For example, in the Yes Yes Playground song, they pick a word to repeat 3 times in every sentence, pairing it with a subtly repeating background lullaby, keeping children hooked. Literally no show or movie puts my son into a deep trance the way Cocomelon does.
It's drug addiction, man. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Do you guys remember the TikTok lady? They would go, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. She's like, bro, gang, 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 gang. That's right.
The second it's on the TV, he turns into a toddler zombie who doesn't see or hear anything else that's going on in the room. This is only exacerbated by Cocomelon's subtitles, which have also been a heavy point of criticism.
The letters are not educational. I can barely read them fast enough. It's simply another interesting element to capture a little one's attention. Yeah, absolutely. It's like flashing colors to them.
The letters are not educational. I can barely read them fast enough. It's simply another interesting element to capture your little one's attention. Cocomelon explains in every description, our goal is to help make learning a fun and enjoyable experience for kids, giving you the peace of mind that your children are receiving quality educational content.
Okay, but hold on. YouTube's not held accountable for like the content like the same way as like a TV show on like a cable television, like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or like fucking the little Einsteins and shit. The Backyardians or like Dora the Explorer. Yeah. They're not held accountable to this shit. They don't care. They're not FCC regulated. Yes, exactly. Alana is the Cocomelon of Twitch. These are just so mean. I'm not. Dude, I think that this is genuinely a skill issue on parents' parts. I get having like a Miss Rachel, but you gotta like watch the shows before you give them to your kids. In my opinion, I'm pretty sure my parents watched the stuff that I did when I was a child. Yeah, I'd like watch SpongeBob and fucking Dora the Explorer and shit. Yeah, they would watch it at least once.
But people have argued that they're teaching exactly what children shouldn't do. For example, in the No Bedtime song, the baby refuses to brush his teeth, have a bath, put on pajamas, or get in bed. The education is that he eventually agrees to do so, yet a TikTok user was critical, stating, "Anytime I'd ask my son to do a simple task, he'd say no, no, no. He's sitting there."
Dude, this is so funny. No, my little kid that spends 10 hours in front of the iPad. No, he's not listening.
They're watching Cocomelon, which taught him no, and to say no to me. On the topic of education, Jerica Sands stated, "These people don't give a shit about our children. They care about money."
Yeah, obviously, it's YouTube to top it off. They have no regulation. They don't have what is it called? So what they do with children's shows, by the way, they have like case studies where they have to have some sort of degree of education in the things before they post. And I imagine Cocomelon, with how much it posts probably, or how many videos they pump out, there's no regulation whatsoever.
That's it. Your child's cognitive development in direct exchange for their wealth, and there's pretty good evidence supporting this. A New York Times journalist visited Cocomelon's studio, discovering their #1 focus is keeping children hooked.
No way. No. They're like min-maxing this shit. They're actually having case studies for like keeping their attention. That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do as a children's education show. You're supposed to like be educational. It doesn't matter if the kid like stops paying attention after like 12 seconds. That's evil. Dude, they used to have like case studies for cigarettes and stuff, like in the 50s and 40s, to see what's the like best like cigarette and stuff. Yeah, advertisers do the same thing, obviously, of course. I understand that, but that's because like they put money in, and like if they don't have people paying attention, that like, you're losing money. That's crazy.
Melon's data and analytics team sifts constantly through YouTube numbers to determine exactly what resonates. Should a girl wear black jeans or blue jeans? Should the music be louder or softer? Should the bus be yellow or red? Yellow is the answer, as
that is scary, man.
They use a darker method to ensure that they're correct. Cocomelon has a dedicated Distractatron room in which once a month children are brought here one at a time and shown a handful of episodes to figure out exactly which parts of the shows are engaging and which are tuned out.
I used to do this for like raiding in Warcraft, man. I'd want to like parse better, and I'd like look at what other people are doing and like what would be the best outcome for like certain situations. You know, like freaking test dummies, like patchwork simulations. Like, this is terrifying. They're literally min-maxing children for profit. Dan, did your deep? Yeah, but like I'm an adult, like doing this, like right, like I'm not like a 4-year-old or a 2-year-old doing this shit. Or doing this to a 4-year-old, man. Clockwork Orange? Yeah, actually, you're right. It's like in that movie.
Next to the TV playing Cocomelon, there's a second screen which plays a continuous loop of banal real-world scenes.
Oh my
God. A guy pouring a cup of coffee,
way.
someone getting a haircut, each lasting about 20 seconds.
No way. No! Oh my lord, man! That's why they can't rip them away from the Cocomelon. They're literally addicted. How is this legal? It's not, but there's no law against this, so technically it's not illegal. That's smart, dude. Korean businesses like min-maxing. Is Cocomelon Korean? I did not know that. These kids are actually cooked. They are deep frying their brains.
Whenever a youngster looks away from the Moonbug show to glimpse the Distractotron, a note is jotted down. We can see what they're looking at and the exact moment when they got distracted. Therefore, education clearly isn't the primary goal.
No, it's not, obviously. It's not.
Keeping kids' attention is, and this is proven by Cocomelon's most addictive element, rapid camera cutting. It's crazy how many times the frame changes on Cocomelon.
Oh, fun fact, our attention spans are, like, actually getting worse. I think Aswin had a video where he looked at an article and it showed, like, back in the 1920s, our attention span was, like, I don't remember what the numbers were, but, like, let's say it was, like, 10 seconds. Now it's, like, 3. So, like, it's gone down, like, actually substantially. It's crazy.
The same type of addicting behavior that we experience on a TikTok binge. It's the quick change of frame that releases that dopamine and makes the videos addicting to watch.
Yeah, that's what, like, TikTok is too. Like, you're scrolling through until you find that hit, you know?
Count the seconds between a change of frame. Well, TikToker the Circus Brain did exactly this. He firstly counts the changes on My Little Pony, concluding there's about 6 seconds between each cut. He then
Man, My Little Pony looks different from when I used to play, man.
between each cut. He then compares it to Cocomelon.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Oh my
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
He can't even finish 1, 2. He gets interrupted.
2, 1.
In her video, The Nightmare
One,
That Is
two, one.
Cocomelon, Savantix draws a similar conclusion. She found that 96% of the shots in Baby Shark were shorter
95%. The next best one is 77%. Dude, that's insane.
than 2 seconds.
mind-blowing.
She then compares 4 different animated shows, again finding Cocomelon has the shorter shots.
The longest shot on a Cocomelon video was 6 seconds. The longest shot on Arcane was 8 seconds. The longest shot
Well, that makes sense. League of Legends is for children, obviously.
on Bluey was 27 seconds. And the longest
I'm kidding. I know Arcane has like a lot of action scenes. I watched it. It's a good show. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a joke. It's a joke, man.
shot on Encanto was 18 seconds.
Which, when combined with every other
Bluey's
element,
cool, though.
creates some terrifying
No, I
statistics.
like the show.
Dr. Kristen Summer explained that when showing an infant normal video content, they'll focus on the screen just 11% of the time. However,
Right.
when the video is instead switched to Cocomelon, their screen engagement skyrockets to a whopping 74%.
Dude, I'm thankful my brother's daughter has never watched Cocomelon, man. That must fuck your brain up so bad. Dude.
This therefore produces stories such as this. I used to volunteer for a preschool and they had song time. A Cocomelon video came on and all of the tots stopped what they were doing, put down their cheese crackers, and remained fixated on the screen for the duration of the video. It was honestly kind of terrifying.
I mean, to be fair, okay, hold on. I remember very distinctly there were many stories of like little kids like watching like Sesame Street or Barney, and then they like it's their hyperfixation, it makes them happy, right? Like I find this a little bit of an extrapolation. However, I think that Cocomelon is probably way worse. Yeah. Because, like, I do remember people being like, oh my god, look at them watching, like, Barney or, like, Teletubbies and stuff like that. Wasn't this bad? No, I understand that, but I do think there's, like, a hyperfixation for, like, little kids liking things a lot.
YouTuber Saberspark shared his own personal anecdote. He asked to watch a Disney movie with his 2 younger cousins, who both completely refused, and instead spent all day glued to an iPad playing the addictive show.
It's Hypnotoad eyes. That's cute. I like that. That's funny.
In Cocomelon Made My
I do believe that.
Kid a Zombie, a mother talks about her son. He would be in a daze while watching it. You could be waving your hand right in front of his face, and he wouldn't move. It was almost scary. This was also discovered by Sarah Mills 98, who explained when the cocomelon addiction is so real that my 1-year-old can navigate the TV to turn it on by himself.
Okay, hold on. When I was 4 years old, my parents got sick of me going to the VHS and the DVD player. Because we didn't get a DVD player until a little bit later. Like, it was expensive, right? We had a VHS player, and they taught me how to do it myself because they got sick of me, like, asking constantly because I'd, like, put it in, right? But I don't think I was, like, 2 or 3. I was, like, 4 or 5 when I did that.
However, nothing shows the addiction better than the cocomelon TikTok trend. Parents will play the show's intro loudly and video their kids sprinting toward the television, where you can
That's kind of cute.
witness their mood change instantly. The New York Times Journal
Okay, hold on. I did that when when Futurama would come on. When Futurama came on and my brother was like there, I would always come running, man. I don't think this is a bit of a judgment though. I think this happened to other Fairly Odd Parents. Like, there's a lot of shows that had really good jingles that would like make you like remember. You'd be like, Futurama's worth running for. Yeah, to be fair.
Journalists found something similar. The kid in the Distractotron had shown up in the midst of a tantrum, which ended the second he heard the cocomelon theme song. It was no surprise to Wheeler, the head of research. 99% of kids, he said, if they're having issues when they get here, once that cocomelon song comes on, they're like, life is okay, all is good with the world.
Now this part, that's drug addiction for sure. Like, you know, like when a crack addict gets their crack and they're like, that's the addiction, 100%. Because I don't think I ever related that badly. It's like, oh shit, SpongeBob's on. I'm feeling good again. That's some meth shit. No. It's actual like dopamine. Like their dopamine receptors are fried. Every time I hear cocomelon, now I just like with the PewDiePie diss beef wheeze. The PewDiePie diss track, yeah.
Obviously, there's a reason for this. Cocomelon is so hyper-stimulating that it actually acts as a drug, and what happens when you take the drug away?
That is drug addiction. Like, have you ever seen a drug addicted person when they hear that they can't have drugs anymore? Yeah, that happens a lot. No, you haven't? Well, let's just say you're lucky. It sucks.
Children experiencing symptoms of addiction and
on the
withdrawal,
streets.
Obviously leaving them completely dysregulated. TikTok user ThePoff1 filmed what happens when you take the show away, explaining he'll be inconsolable for at least 10 to 15 mins after, adding in the description, cocomelon meltdown is legit. Once you have a taste of the cocoa, it's hard to break the addiction.
I'm in love with the cocoa. I'm in love with a cocoa.
Which this Reddit user had experienced even worse. My husband and I have been worried about our child. I can slowly see how she'd throw violent tantrums at home and in church whenever she'd get bored and would want to watch the show. Her behavior changes the moment she watches the show, and she will not even eat her meals if she wouldn't watch it.
This is like the people that can't eat until they've got the perfect video for YouTube. To be fair, I have that sometimes too. I do need to like actually watch stuff. That's a Pavlovian response though. I think that these parents probably just suck at what they do, because if the child is taught that they throw a tantrum and they get what they want, they probably feed into it to get them to stop. They have to like teach them not to do it. They'll substitute parent fucking cocomelon? Oh, absolutely. Why the fuck are you sitting your 17-month-old in front of YouTube? Some people say that it's like a good distraction and they like let them like do what they want.
If she wouldn't watch it. After these tantrums end, kids can experience a general discomfort in the speed of everyday life. The more they watch the show, the more their brain begins to expect this intense level of stimulation.
Basically, cocomelon overstimulates their brains so much that everything else just seems slow and boring in comparison.
However, the potential consequences get much worse than this. As mentioned at the start, it was the cause of a child's speaking problems, with a notable reply reply reading, "Same thing happened with my daughter too. She's 4 but can't speak properly. She knows the words, but she does not like to frame the sentence or speech. She has been watching these Cocomelons or such other stuffs for 2 or 3
That is some English right there. She has been watching these Cocomelons or such other stuffs for 2 to 3 years.
years. Hope we're not too late." Over
We play audio songs on the mobile to soothe her mind into she does paintings now. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe Anupa Mansinha. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Cocomelon's not the problem. Maybe you should like maybe you should like teach your kid and like maybe that'll help him a bit instead of letting them watch Cocomelon for 2 to 3 years.
Over on Reddit, a speech-language pathologist explained, "Screen time in general is linked with speech delays for a variety of reasons, but Cocomelon is excessively bad. Firstly, unlike other TV shows or movies, it doesn't have a story. It's just very short clips with poorly written songs. The kids aren't able to follow the plot, learn vocabulary, and see the resolution of a conflict."
Oh, that's actually a good point. Yeah, most little like children's shows have like a plot. The good ones anyway, because like it teaches them something. That makes sense. Yeah.
Supported by infant specialist Meg Fora.
And the problem with fast-paced TV programs is that we find that little one's language development is slower.
On the Agents of Speech YouTube channel, this is again confirmed.
The main problem with watching videos on the internet is that they don't know how to use the language that they learn.
But he adds that 4 to 5 hours of screen time per day can make a toddler completely non-verbal. 4 to 5 hours is obviously a lot of time, but in Cocomelon made...
Well, I think the other factor is like part of speech development is that you're supposed to talk to like kids even when they don't talk back. Like a toddler obviously can't talk, but I remember when my brother had his baby, he would constantly be talking even though she can't talk. Yeah, like the mom and the dad always have to talk to the babies. Yapping's good for the babies. Yeah, you always have to like you either like you have to look at them as well when you're talking because then they can read the lips and try to understand what you're saying. It's the same thing.
My Kid a Zombie, researchers discovered that 5-year-olds who watch more than 2 hours of TV a day tended to have lower attention spans and were 7.7 times more likely to show symptoms of ADHD. These screen times might be even lower for Cocomelon specifically because, as explained by Jerica Sands, not all screen time is created equal. A child who just watched 30 minutes of Cocomelon and a child who just watched 30 minutes of Trash Truck will look like a very, very different child.
Yeah, like, again, it's like, it just depends what you put in front of your kid. Because, like, you can have a computer game, and then there's a computer game for kids, and that's completely different. Is bad and parents enable it? Oh, absolutely. I think that all these people that let their kids watch Cocomelon, and they don't, like, pre-watch it to, like, understand what they're being fed, it's, like, different.
Thankfully, here lies a simple solution. Sierra Renee explained, "My 2-year-old is speech delayed and addicted to Cocomelon. Switched to Miss Rachel 2 days ago, and he's already saying more words and hasn't had any tantrums." Kim.it shared an almost identical anecdote. "My 8-month-old was obsessed with Cocomelon and having bad tantrums, so I cancelled Cocomelon and only let her watch Miss Rachel, and she said her first word within the first 3 days of watching. Clearly, parents are able to simply change the channel."
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a lot of it's a fucking skill issue, man. Miss Rachel's really good though. To put her in perspective, Miss Rachel's an actual person, and she also she uses hand signs to communicate as well.
But not before leaving Cocomelon a massive amount of dislikes.
Damn.
They've therefore earned the title, "The Absurdly Popular Kid Show Parents Hate," and Cocomelon has actually responded to the criticism that explain our shows are not intended to replace outdoor playtime or playdates. They have a place in children's entertainment time, and as with food, exercise, etc., it comes down to each parent to find the right and appropriate balance for their children. Our responsibility is ensuring that the quality of the content that we produce is high and beneficial.
It's not high and beneficial though. That's the thing. I agree with this first half and saying if you place your child in front of a like screen and unsupervised and they just you let them do what they want, that's on you. The other half of it saying it's highly beneficial for the development of child's cognitive and soft skills, that's cap. That is completely cap.
For the development of a child's cognitive and soft skills. It is worth adding that our social media communities are filled with stories of parents who experience firsthand how Moonbug content helps their children. Cocomelon does have a crazy amount.
Yeah, it helps them, like, you know, get away from the kids. Those are the stupid parents that don't realize when you, like, have a baby, you have to be attentive, like, pretty much all the fucking time, man. Yeah, like, it's such cope.
Of supporters, but it's obvious that some of them are simply ignoring the downsides. My baby learned the alphabet and numbers from Cocomelon. She may not speak a complete sentence, but she expresses her wants through phrases.
Oh my god. My baby's kinda, like, not special, but, like, she kinda can talk, but not really. She doesn't understand what she's saying. That shows that the child does not get what they're saying. If they're repeating shit and it makes no sense. Even like little toddlers, even though they can't talk, they know how to communicate through their hands and through like association. That's a really good way of understanding how babies' brains work.
But is it Cocomelon's responsibility to ensure that babies are talking? Well, no. People love blaming cartoons and games for raising children, and not the shitty parents that don't step in to stop them from watching so much. Cocomelon is actually a really sad symbol of parents giving their children tablets instead of actually parenting and interacting with them.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. That person that's like, yeah, I love Cocomelon. It's like, yeah, you love Cocomelon because they get your kid to shut the fuck up for 2 minutes.
Ultimately, parents are the people who choose how much their child consumes.
That was a good video, though! Yay! Coco Alana. I am not Cocomelon, man! You guys are so mean. No, you know what is Cocomelon? Kind of. Fillion. I could turn on her stream and just, like, not use my brain. I love Fillion! Based and Coco build. I'm in love with the Coco.